Hello students. So welcome back to the next part of our video, that is for chapter our environment, and today we are going to start part number 4. Okay, and today the topic of our discussion is global warming. So I know that more or less all of you know about global warming. What is the meaning of global? Global means anything that is related to our earth, right? Anything that is related to our earth. And warming means what? Warming means heating or increase in the temperature. So what can be the definition of global warming? So global warming is the increase in the temperature of our earth. Okay, the increase in temperature or the heating of earth's atmosphere as well as the surface of earth is called global warming. Now what are the causes? What are the causes of global warming? Global warming actually an abnormal increase in the heat of earth. Okay, so the gases or the substances which are responsible for abnormal increase in the heat of earth are called greenhouse gases. Okay, so the causes of global warming are greenhouse gases. So the gases which are present in earth or around earth in the atmosphere and which are responsible for retaining the solar radiation or for absorbing the solar heat and causing an abnormal increase in the temperature of earth are called greenhouse gases, right? The gases which are responsible for an abnormal increase in the temperature of earth and its atmosphere by retaining heat, by retaining the solar heat or solar radiation are called greenhouse gases. So therefore, what are the examples of greenhouse gases? So many gases are there which are present in atmosphere and that causes global warming. So they are carbon dioxide, CO2, CH4, that is methane, CFC, that is called chlorofluorocarbon, oxides of nitrogen, X, NOx, X can be 2 or 3, one also nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so and many other are there, just like ozone is also a little bit responsible for it. Then water vapor. So these all are the gases which are directly or indirectly responsible for greenhouse gases. Now there is contribution of all of them towards greenhouse by different amount. Just like the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide contributes about 50% in global warming, okay, or in greenhouse effect. So therefore carbon dioxide is having the largest amount of contribution towards the greenhouse gas. Wait, the ink has already finished. Okay, so carbon dioxide is having contribution of about 50%. So therefore it is the largest contributor towards global warming. Now the next one is CH4. CH4 is having contribution nearly of 19 to 20%. Okay, CH4 is having contribution nearly 19 to 20%. After that CFC contributes by 17% towards the global warming. Then oxides of nitrogen having contribution 4%, ozone contributes 8% for global warming, and after the rest amount is contributed by water vapor, which is nearly 1 to 2%. Okay, 1 to 2% contribution is done by the water vapor. So these all are the contribution of these gases towards the global warming or towards the greenhouse effect. So next point is, what is greenhouse effect? What is greenhouse effect? So greenhouse effect is abnormal increase in the temperature of earth, okay, that is caused by greenhouse gases when they absorb the heat, when they retain the heat, the solar radiation that is emitted by earth's surface, that is called greenhouse effect. Okay, so now, why the effect of abnormal increase in temperature of earth by those gases are called greenhouse? What is the significance of giving such name, that is greenhouse? So in cold countries or in polar areas, okay, in polar areas or in cold countries, so there it is not possible, or it is difficult for the green plants to grow in that lower temperature, because we know that for the proper growth of plants, uh, a perfect temperature or a moderate temperature is required. But in cold countries, there the temperature is very low, that mainly lies in the negative region of the scale, okay, negative region of the temperature scale. So at that extremely low temperature, it is very much difficult for normal growth of the plants. So therefore, what is done in that countries? So therefore, a greenhouse is made, glass house, a house that is made of glass, that is made in those countries, okay, which where the plants are kept. Okay, so therefore in those polar areas or in those cold countries, a glass house is made, which is made of a thick glass, okay, and in that those greenhouses are kept. So what is the advantage of keeping these plants in that greenhouse, sorry, not greenhouse, in that glass house? So whenever the heat from the sun is entering into the glass house, it can enter easily. But whenever it enters inside it, after that, when it tries to go outside, so because of the thick layer of the glass, it reflects multiple times. Okay, multiple time reflection takes place, and therefore the solar heat, the solar heat that gets trapped inside the glass house, okay, because of this multiple reflection, the sunlight can enter into the glass house, but it cannot go outside, and that's why the heat that is emitted from the sun, that is coming from the sun, that gets trapped inside, that gets enclosed inside the glass house. So this solar heat, okay, this solar heat that gets trapped in it, so it helps to increase the temperature uh, of the environment or of the atmosphere inside the glass house. So in this warm atmosphere, it is possible for the proper growth of the plants. So that's why this glass house is made for proper growth of the green plants. That's why this house is called greenhouse. Clear? The same phenomena we can see in case of our earth. So if this is our earth, okay, so now this is the layer of atmosphere, the blanket of air that is present around it, and there are the greenhouse gases also present in it. These are the gases like CO2, CH4, CFC, O3, NOx, etc. These gases are present in the layer around the earth. Now what happens? In the same way, the heat is coming from the sun that is entering into the earth during the daytime. During the daytime, the heat or the light that is coming from the sun that enters into earth, that is absorbed by the surface. That is, the heat, the solar heat is absorbed by the surface of earth, and during the night time this heat is again now radiated. Okay, as we know that we feel cold during the night. What is the reason? The reason is that the heat that was trapped by the soil or by the surface of earth during daytime, that was released by earth in the night time. Okay, so if the heat, if it can goes out freely, or if it can goes out without any restriction, so then it becomes cold. But whenever there are the greenhouse gases, so these greenhouse gases now will act as the glass house. So these greenhouse gases will prevent the solar heat or the solar radiation to go outside, and because of getting reflected, it will again come back to the surface of earth. Again it will try to move outside, again it will come back to the earth. So therefore multiple time reflection will take place. Because of this, the solar heat that will be trapped inside the earth, and it will cause, and inside the atmosphere also, and because of this it increases the temperature of the earth as well as of its atmosphere. Okay, so here, as these gases, they act as the greenhouse, so these gases are called greenhouse gases. Clear? So that's why the name is given as greenhouse gases. Clear? Okay, so now this is the total phenomenon of greenhouse gas and global warming also. Okay, so next we will see different greenhouse gases, their natural sources as well as their man-made sources. So the first example is CO2, carbon dioxide gas. So first we will see its natural sources and then its man-made sources. So what are the natural sources of greenhouse gas? So first of all, in atmosphere already it is present, right? In atmosphere already we can find carbon dioxide gas, as well as in plants as well as in animals. By respiration carbon dioxide is produced. So C6H12O6, that is the glucose present in our food, whenever it combines with the oxygen, so this is called respiration reaction. So by this reaction we will get carbon dioxide and H2O, right? We will get carbon dioxide and H2O, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. So from this reaction carbon dioxide gets released and it moves into the atmosphere. Okay, so by this way carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere. Next is natural degradation of plants and animals, that also releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Okay, so these are the points. Next, what are the man-made sources? So the vast sources of CO2 is the burning of fossil fuels. Okay, burning of fossil fuel which contains carbon in it. So because of burning, because of complete combustion in presence of oxygen, it produces CO2. As well as in industrial purposes, different types of carbonate compounds are used, just like calcium carbonate, sodium carbonate. So whenever they are heated, it also releases calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay, so by reaction of carbonate compounds in industrial purpose, there by heating of carbonate compounds for industrial purposes, it also causes the release of carbon dioxide gas into the atmosphere. Clear? Okay, Next, by fermentation of sugar also carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere. Okay, now the next type of greenhouse gas that I am going to discuss is methane. So there are many natural sources of methane. Just like in natural gas, methane is present. The main constituent of natural gas is methane, right? Main constituent of natural gas is methane. It is present almost in 75% amount, as well as by anaerobic decomposition. Anaerobic, A-N-A-E, wait, anaerobic, A-E-R-O, sorry, aerobic. Anaerobic means absence of air. Okay, anaerobic condition, in anaerobic condition, decomposition, by anaerobic decomposition of biomass. Biomass means different types of wastes that are released by living organisms. Okay, just like vegetable peels, the dead bodies of plants or animals. Okay, then cow dung, animal waste. So these all are decomposed, okay, by different types of bacteria or microorganisms, and they also get released this CH4, methane gas. So these all are the natural sources. Now what is the man-made source? So man-made source, like from the natural wetlands and from the rice paddies. Okay, so those areas which contain water, or that is wetland type. Okay, which is having moisture. So there the methane gas can be released. Okay, just like from the rice paddies, from any type of wetland it can get released. So these are their man-made sources. So next one is oxides of nitrogen. Okay, water vapor. So different types of gases are there. So the last important one is CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. So there is basically no natural source of chlorofluorocarbon, but many man-made sources. Just like from the refrigerators, from the coolants, from there this CFC gas can get released into the atmosphere. Okay, now from the cleansing solvent also, this CFC gas can get released into the atmosphere. So in your PDF notes you can see there a chart is given where these are mentioned, that different types of greenhouse gases and their natural and man-made sources. Next is, what are the effects of greenhouse gas or effects of global warming? Both question will have the same answer. Effects of global warming or effects of greenhouse gases. So first one will be, the first point is rising sea level. So because of this abnormal increase in the heat, abnormal increase in the temperature of earth, day by day the temperature is increasing. Okay, per year the temperature is increasing by almost 1% value. So because of this abnormal increase in the temperature, the polar ice caps, okay, the ice parts in the polar regions, they are getting melted day by day. So because of its melting, it increases the height of the sea level, right? Because of increasing in the amount of water, the height or the level of the sea is increasing gradually. So at a time, or a certain day will come when the lower height areas, okay, the areas which are having heights lower than the sea level, just like the Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, so those countries, Asian many countries are there, of this example, so they will get flooded. Okay, they will get flooded, or that will be really devastating, because it will flood, it will just flow away everything of it. So this is obviously a concerning part of global warming, that rise in the sea level. Number 2 is climatic change. So obviously we can see or we can observe a change in the climate, okay, a change in the weather, that in some countries there is lack of rain, in some areas, okay, there is uh, lack of rain is some there, and in some areas there are plenty of rain, okay, some areas there are plenty of rain, so in some areas there are lack of rain. So such imbalance in the atmospheric case or in the climatic case, so that causes a vast change in the weather, so which is not very helpful for us, and it causes an adverse effect in different parts of our country. It has an adverse effect on the agriculture also, because agriculture most of all depends on the climate, right? Most of all depends on the climate, depends on the rainy season, so therefore a climatic change also has a vast effect on agriculture. So agriculture could be another point. And number 4, effect in ecosystem. So the balance in the ecosystem which helps to sustain life in our earth, so that is also getting destroyed, or that is also getting hampered because of this global warming, so which is also a concerning part of it. Okay, so these are 4 points of global warming, okay, that I have just discussed now. In details you will see it in your PDF. And the last point, so therefore what are the remedies, or what are the preventive measures that we can take for decreasing the greenhouse gases or for global warming? What preventive measures we can take? So number 1 is, first of all, decreasing use of fossil fuels. So first of all, we have to decrease our dependence on the fossil fuels, right? Because as we know, there is a limit in the stock of fossil fuel, which is going to get finished very soon, okay, in our very close future. So therefore keeping an eye on it, we have to use these fossil fuels judiciously. Number 2, increasing use of non-conventional source of energy. That means we have to use the increase of non-conventional or renewable sources of energy, okay, just like solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy. So this type of energies we should use more, which can be produced again, okay. Point number 3, so deforestation should be checked, and in place of it we should plant more and more trees. So preventing deforestation and encouraging plantation. Okay, and the last point could be that that our government also should take some strict policies. Okay, government should accept some strict policies, should apply some strict policies just to make public awareness. Not only government, all the people, they should be they should create awareness also. They should be aware of the negative impacts of global warming. So not only our government, all people should come forward to take a positive step by which we can reduce the negative effects or the impacts of global warming. Okay, so in our next class we will go with the next part of this chapter. So this is our topic today. I hope all of you have understood it clearly. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Have a good day.